Alright, we're in Hocking Hills State Park, and we've been here many times before. We both love this place and hate it. And we are going to take you along all of the places that we love in Hocking Hills. We're going to warn you about one place to stay away from, and we're going to take you to a new place that we've never been before. So let's go find our next trail.
We're starting here at Ash Cave. There's a nice parking lot across the street. We're going to Ash Cave, up to Cedar Falls, and then we're gonna make our way over to Old Man's Cave. Over 10 miles.
Okay.
And of course, this is my first hike of the year, and Julie always picks a tough hike for me to start out the season, so hopefully I make it through.
He's a tough one. He can do it. Beautiful, John. Look at the trees here.
Yep.
That's nice. And the people on the ledges up there.
That's the red trail. Julie doing some mountain climbing, rock climbing.
Love it.
See your...
It's a great view from here too. Let me see that. I can already tell it's going to be a great day.
From the start of the trail to this beautiful waterfall in Ash Cave was only 0.4 miles. A lot of little children here. You can drive to the parking lot, 0.4 miles, bring everybody. They get to play in the water, a little bit of rock climbing. It's a good place to bring some children to get them ready for the outdoors.
John wanted to see the top of the waterfall. There it is. And I'm sure he'd go hang off at the edge of it, but...
We got it roped off. Can't get there. I'm not going to break the rules of a state park, I don't think.
It's raining now, so
we're in a waterfall.
Yes.
Julie, did you know that the early settlers mistakenly called this Cedar Falls because they thought the trees were cedar trees?
Oh,
they
yeah.
Are not.
You see those trees?
I believe they are, they look like they're eastern hemlock trees. You don't see those very often, but those are hemlock trees.
So otherwise...
But the settlers thought they were cedar trees.
Okay.
So they called it Cedar Falls.
Okay. So if they got it right, it would be called Hemlock Falls,
Yeah.
huh?
Eastern hemlock.
Okay.
And
this is beautiful. See?
Yeah.
If you park your car and you go to these things, you miss this right here.
I know. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, because most people go from each parking lot, they go down to the falls and then go straight back to their car. They don't take the trail that links all these together, and you miss the cliffs, you miss the extra water. Guy climbing underneath the cliffs there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Worth the hike.
What do they call that?
What?
When you're walking over stone and climbing rock and
Rock
stuff?
Scrambling.
Scrambling. Yeah,
Scrambling.
Good job.
John was just saying he wants a swimming pool. Feeling like a swimming pool. See if he's gonna put his head in the water here. You gonna do it?
Woohoo!
How's it feel?
Good.
Woo! Let me get a close up. All right, Hocking Hills. I might have to rename this Waterfall Trail. Look how high up that is. You gonna wash your hair in that? Okay, we're at the end of our hike for Hocking Hills, the turnaround point. On the All Trails app, it's called Ash Cave, Cedar Falls, and Old Man's Cave. It says it's 10.2 miles there and back. And it's a lot more miles than that. It doesn't say, it says we went 7 miles distance. And we're not to the very end, so that's a 14, probably 15-mile trail. My opinion is, if you're gonna take the trail from, what is this, where do we start?
Ash Cave.
Ash Cave to Cedar Cave to Old Man's Cave. You really don't need to go all the way to Old Man's Cave. It's a little too far for a day hike. I'd say go Ash Cave to Cedar Falls and then go back and get your car. And if you only have one day, drive to Old Man's Cave. So we're headed back. Ready for this?
6 more miles.
I'm a little tired. We can do it. We are going to be riding our bikes. The bike trail is called Hocking Adena Bikeway, South Cannon Road to Nelsonville. And we looked it up on the map, and we are parking. We asked for permission, and we're parking right outside of the Super 8 Hotel. I think that's the name of it. Is this a Super 8 hotel? Yep. It's a Super 8 hotel. So they said they were nice enough to let us park here right at the very beginning of the trail. I don't know how many miles we're gonna do, but this is something really cool to do in Hocking Hills. Right here's where it starts, right? Okay. Yeah. A little easier than hiking, huh?
Start of hiking and the start of biking is always easy. Wait till you get 20 miles in. Let's see.
Okay. It's a nice path. I thought we might be by the highway more, but we have a nice little path here. Hocking River to the left on the trail. Geese are out.
Huh?
This is Athens.
Yeah.
We're approaching, or we're right in Ohio University right now. And we're about to see the football stadium. That's cool. Ohio University. That's the Convocation Center?
I think it's the Convocation Center. I know it was round.
And that's where you played basketball.
Well, yeah, when we visited OU.
Just for our viewers, in case you didn't know, John Willoughby is a famous basketball player for Miami University in Ohio. He played guard. Number was 5, right? And what are some of your best stats, honey?
Well, we beat Indiana when Steve Alford played.
Woo!
Yeah. We won the MAC my senior year, 26-4. And we were ranked in the top 25 nationally my senior year. Lost a triple overtime to Purdue.
And who's a famous guy that you played with that became an NBA guy?
Ron Harper.
Ron Harper. You were friends with him. We've seen him a few times.
Yeah. He and I and Chuck Stahl won MVP my senior year. He would have been a sophomore.
This is a rails to trails bike path. So it's pretty flat, which is nice. Fun thing to enjoy. My impressions of this trail so far is that it's miles and miles of uninterrupted trail. It's peaceful. Goes right along the river. Almost the whole way. We decided to take a pit stop. There's a restaurant right on the path. If you have something in the shade, that'd be great. Okay, we're at a break for our bike trail, and we want to tell you the thing that you should not do in Hocking Hills. What is it, John? Come on.
The mountain bike trail that we tried to do in Athens. I'm not sure what the name of it is. If you don't have the right type of bike, you're going to be done within the first 100 yards. We tried it. It was ridiculous.
Dangerous. That's what I would say. It's dangerous. We have hybrid bikes, and we were riding along this cliff, and if we just
Oh, you're talking about the second one.
if we just have a little imbalance in the bike, we were going to fall to our death.
I thought you meant the very first one we tried
I'm
in
talking
Athens.
I'm talking about the second one we did in
Okay.
Hocking Hills. So
We had
beware.
we had to walk our bikes quite a bit.
Yeah, I would just say beware of all mountain biking trails in Hocking Hills unless you know what you're doing and you have the right equipment.
Yes, yes.
So that's a do not do things I hate in Hocking Hills, but we're loving this biking trail. Well, the pretzel bites are awesome. The egg rolls are awesome, and there's wings on here. So stop by the company store,
Eclipse
Eclipse
stage.
Company store, when you're on that bike ride. Just want to say that we got to the wings, and they are awesome. Better than B-dubs, better than any kind of wings. They're very tender, so you might want to think about just getting the wings. Very good.
The ribs are
They sell ribs too, so those are probably good. We didn't try
and
those.
the pulled pork. If we just got the pulled pork.
Uh-huh.
They have a smokehouse right over here.
You can see the smoke rising. Good choice. All right, we're at the end of our bike trail. It was 30 miles, 30.6 miles from the Super 8 to where we decided to turn around. We didn't go to the end.
Great trail. Great trail. Highlight was eating at the company store.
It
The
was
Eclipse
good.
stage. Woo! Very good trail.
And nice and flat. Anybody could do it.
Yes.
So when you go to Hocking Hills, you probably only think about hiking, but you should think about biking too.
Good point.
We're hanging out here at Lake Logan, and this is something else you can do in Hocking Hills. If we would have brought our kayaks, we could have kayaked this lake. It looks like a beautiful one to kayak in for sure.
That's not our kids. They also have rentals down here and a beach that you can hang out at. That's an option for you on Lake Logan.
Done hanging out here, we're gonna go out to the campground pond and get our knees in the water from all the hiking and hiking and biking we've been doing. What'd you say, honey? We're gonna go do what?
Feet in the water and butt in the sand.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so we're at the place doing something we've never done before. We're going axe throwing right here at Hocking Hills. This is called Bury the Hatchet. Bury the Axe. This is called Bury the Axe. And on Sundays, it's half off.
Have you signed one of those waivers that basically says if you get hurt, it's not our fault? Yeah. Alrighty. So the bullseye in the middle is worth 6. The 2 blue dots in the top right and left, they're called kill shots. They're worth 8.
Ooh. I got some wood off of it.
Did you?
Almost. I didn't get it on film, but bullseye. It really did happen. I promise. He's repeating the bullseye. Woo!
2 in a row.
Welcome to the Julie Comedy Show. Here we go.
That didn't even rotate.
I got one in.
Wait, just keep it there.
Almost a kill shot.
Right here would have been a
Says.
kill shot. That's 8 points.
This is a blast. A fun thing to do on a Sunday afternoon in Hocking Hills. Something we never tried before. So one of the things we love to do in Hocking Hills was hike. Hiking is really, a lot of people come to Hocking Hills just to hike.
Yep.
And then the second day, we decided to do some biking.
Yep.
And then finally we tried something new today.
Sure did.
We went axe throwing, and John is is much better than me for sure.
If you have never done it before, it's a treat. You get a little frustrated at the beginning when you don't have the right technique or the axe isn't sticking to the wood, but after you get the groove, it's pretty fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
We had a great time in Hocking Hills, and if you're looking for a place to stay, you might want to consider staying here.
Campbell Cove.
Campbell Cove Campground.
Yeah, they're good sites. It seems to me there's a lot of room in between each site. That would be good for me because as a beginner, and they have a lot of pull-throughs or drive-throughs, whatever they call that.
Right.
And that's something I would.
They've got tent sites too.
Tents.
And you can rent a cabin if you want. They're pretty small, but you could rent a cabin. We rented an RV, so if you haven't seen that episode, we'll link it in the notes. All right, so until next time,
let our next trail
help you find your next trail.